Since YouTube has added new features over the past year, and because it's good to refresh our channels from time to time, I'm going to walk you through the process of getting your channel ready for another year to help you thrive on YouTube. And we're starting right now. First, if you're somebody that adds dates to your titles and or thumbnails, you want to make sure that you go in there and you remove them or you adjust them so that when somebody sees them on their homepage, they don't think the content is dated. Now, keep in mind, you only want to do this to videos that would still be relevant in the future. If it's a video that is locked into a period of time based on something that happened or news or something like that, then in that case, it's fine and you should let it go. But if it's content that people can still enjoy into the future, then that's where you want to make that change. While you're making this change in the titles, you also want to make sure that on the videos where you do have those dates in there, that you also look in the description and tags and make sure that you get those updated as well. Even though tags don't really matter, we're just doing a little bit of housekeeping here. To make this easy, all you have to do for the titles is go to the filter option at the top of your content list and type 2025. It's going to show you all the titles for that content type that contain 2025. Unfortunately, you will need to do this separately for each different content type. But using that filter option makes it really fast and easy for you, so you don't have to spend all of that time scrolling through all of your content looking for those dates. Next, you want to go through the videos that you published over the last year and you want to double check the links. Now, this one kind of sucks because it takes a little bit of time, but this is why this is important to do. YouTube has something called an external links policy. And as a part of this policy, they say that links that send users to content that violates our community guidelines are not allowed on YouTube. If your content violates this policy, they say they'll remove the content. And if it's your first time violating the community guidelines, you'll likely get a warning with no penalty to your channel, and you'll have the option to take a policy training to allow the warning to expire after 90 days. However, if the same policy is violated within that 90-day window, the warning may not expire and your channel may be given a strike. And if you get 3 strikes within 90 days, your channel may be terminated. So the reason you want to do this is because sometimes companies go out of business and they lose control of their domain name. Sometimes people just forget to renew their domain name and they lose control of it that way. And what can happen is malicious people can get control of those domain names and then they can filter that traffic into something that isn't community guideline safe, which then can ultimately fall back on you. Next, if you go to the video details page and you scroll all the way down, you're going to see this show more button. You want to click on that, and then you want to scroll down a little bit more, and you're going to see these options right here. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that at the very least that you're looking at these and that you're checking the boxes that you want to show. So here where they show automatic concepts, this is where YouTube is taking your videos and they are giving additional information in the video description. A lot of people hate this, some people don't care, but this is one that you really want to make sure that you're considering turning on or off based on your preference. And with this being new and an experimental feature, it may or may not stay. Next, while you're in this area, just to double check, because a lot of creators get this wrong, you do want to make sure that you are using the standard YouTube license. If you click on this little drop down, some people have it set to Creative Commons, which makes it where people can actually steal and use your content. So you don't want to use that one. You want to use standard YouTube license instead. If we scroll back up the page while you're here, I also recommend that you double check your end screens and cards that you're linking from your videos. The reason for this is if you've been making videos for a while, since you've published some of these older videos, then you might have something better that you can link to now that is a much better video for those particular placements. The next thing you want to do is you want to go to your main channel page and you want to look at your channel art and you want to make sure that everything that is being presented in your channel art is still accurate to what it is that you're offering now. And then once you confirm that, then you can come to the customize channel option. If you need to change your channel art, you can easily do that here. Same with your profile picture. But if we scroll down the page, you're going to see this area right here for the description. This is what shows up in your About Me page. So you also want to go through this and you want to make sure that everything it is that you're promising here, everything that you're saying that you do on the channel, all of those things, you want to make sure that all of this still applies to what it is that you're doing now. As we scroll down the page, you also want to double check your channel links. So here, I previously was linking to my new creator app, which is an iPhone app that I made for YouTubers. And now I have additional apps. I have browser extensions, things like that. So now I just updated the link to where it goes to a page on my website that displays the apps that I have. And as a side note, if you have your own domain name like I do in this situation, right now is also a really good time to just go in, make sure that it's not going to be expiring soon. And if it is, just go ahead and renew it for the next year. And then you don't have to think about it. Next, if we keep scrolling down, you have this video watermark area. Now with this used to be a button where users could click it to subscribe to a YouTube channel, but I don't know if I'm in an experiment or what, but for me, when I click this on videos, I'm just going to the channel page now. So I'm not sure if this is going to still be relevant into the future, but for now, go ahead and use it just in case mine is an experiment, or you can just double check it on your end. Next, scroll to the very top of that same page and click on the Home tab. This is a new setting for this year, but you can turn your Home tab on or off. And some people prefer to just dump people right into their video list, but I still recommend that you actually set up your channel page to make it easier for people to find the content of yours that they care about. And so it makes it easier for people to binge watch your videos. But in this next section that you see here for the channel trailer for people who have not subscribed, the video that you put here, you want to make sure that this is a video that either you're proud of or that you make a custom video and you upload it as unlisted and you put it here. But depending on your goals for the channel, you can also use this in other ways. For the returning subscribers video here, you can use any video on your YouTube channel that people just really enjoy, because these are people that have already subscribed to your YouTube channel. They're already into what it is that you're doing, and they've proven it by subscribing to your YouTube channel. So you can use this as an opportunity to connect deeper with those people. Or of course, you also have the option here to add a custom video as well if you choose to. Now for the rest of this page, there's a lot of options that you can add here, but here are my recommendations. And to apply any of the things that I'm getting ready to say, all you have to do is click on the Add section option. And then you can add whatever it is that you want from this list. At the very top, put your most recent videos, or make a single playlist that you put your videos into if you're trying to control what goes into that top playlist. That's what I personally do, and that allows me to ensure that shorts don't go into that particular playlist because I want to feature my best stuff when somebody comes on my channel. If you live stream on a regular basis, make sure that you have upcoming live streams added so that people can know when you're going to be going live. For this, you can add it either above or below that most recent video playlist. Under that, you can build out the playlist based on the playlist that you want to feature. Simply click on that Add section button and choose Single Playlist, and then choose the playlists you want to add. If you want to add a playlist of playlists, then you can select the multiple playlist option. I also recommend that you add posts to your channel page if you use them, because that helps make your channel look active in addition to the video content that you're publishing. If you have a connected store where you sell merch or other things, I also recommend that you put that on this page to make it a little bit easier for people to give you money. But when you're setting this up, what you want to think about is when somebody lands on your channel page, what is it that you want them to see first? Why do you want them to see that first? And what do you want them to see next? And what makes the most sense for them for the content that they're going to be seeing on this page? For example, in my case, I have some old videos up here that is YouTube training step-by-step guides, because this content is still relevant and helpful for people. And a lot of people interacting with my YouTube channel are people that are starting on YouTube, and these types of videos help people get going. And then I have this one here for tools for content creators, because there's a lot of amazing things that we have at our disposal. And this allows content creators to easily find those things if that's something that they're interested in as well. But of course, set everything up to your preferences and to the value that you're adding to your community and just the things that you want to showcase. Next, we're going to go to your main channel settings for your channel. That's down here in the bottom left-hand side of your screen. First, under the basic info tab, make sure that you have a list of keywords that describe the content that you make on your YouTube channel. And you also want to make sure that the tags that you have here are still relevant to the content that you're making on the channel. If you click on the Advanced Settings tab, if you scroll down just a little bit, YouTube has added channel insight sharing. So if this is something that you do not want to participate in, then you want to click this checkbox to turn it off. What this does is it allows advertisers, brands, and third-party platforms to view channel insights for earning opportunities. In human language, they let brands look at the back end of your YouTube channel so they can see your demographics, average view counts, things like that, so they can decide if they want to reach out to you and work with you or not. It's important to note that for the info sharing, I haven't seen a positive or negative impact from turning that feature on, so I don't think it's hurting anything. As a worst case scenario, I think it might open you up to more brand deals if you are somebody that is interested in doing brand deals. If we keep scrolling down this page, you can see as we go down the page that YouTube has added the feature for automatic dubbing. With this, I was in their beta program and I wasn't super thrilled with the results, but some people are doing really well with this. Some people are not. So it really depends on your content and if it's appropriate for international, exposure or not. But this is where you decide if you want to enable that for your channel or not. They've also added a feature here for automatic product tagging. If you do have this activated, you want to keep an eye on it and just double check any automatic tagging that happens. If you keep scrolling down, you also have the option here to allow users to clip your content. So you want to decide if that is on or not for you. This video quality enhancements feature is something that I recommend that you turn on. Let me explain why. Right now, YouTube gets more watch time from TVs than it does any other devices. And it's continuing to grow every single day, and YouTube is pushing really hard into TV, just like they are with YouTube Shorts. So this is an opportunity, and if your content scales up well, then it makes it more appropriate for big screens, which is something that I believe that you should definitely have turned on. If you have a channel under 500,000 subscribers, this is also where they've added the option to turn on the new hype feature. This is something that you can use for exposure, so if that's something that you're interested in, this is where you would turn that on. And then this option right here is also new, where you can turn on or off the option to allow third-party training. What this does is this gives YouTube permission to let third parties use your content to train their models. Some people are saying that this feature is what makes your videos show up when people are looking for things in ChatGPT. I have it turned off on my channel, and sometimes my videos still show up in ChatGPT when people are looking for things. So not sure what the real answer is there, but currently I have mine turned off. Do with this particular feature whatever it is that you would like. And of course, as I get more information, I'll share it in live streams or future content. Next, we have upload defaults. Now with this, on this page, nothing new has been added, but one thing I just want to say real quick, if you are uploading videos to YouTube, you can just fill out your description here, and then it's going to automatically apply it to the videos that you upload, so you don't have to write it out every time or copy and paste or anything like that. If you go into the advanced settings, that licensing thing that I mentioned earlier, this is where you can go ahead and apply that setting to all of your future videos. So if you don't have that set up yet, make sure that you do have this set to standard YouTube license instead of Creative Commons if you want to protect your content. Next is ad categories. In this section, you can block specific URLs from advertising on your videos. Now, the use case for this, in my case, if I'm promoting something as an affiliate, I add it here so that their videos don't show up in front of my videos. I also add companies here where, let's say that I don't like the company for ethical reasons, then in that case, I will also add them here so they can't advertise on my videos either, because I don't want them showing up in front of my videos when you come in to watch it if you don't use YouTube Premium. So if you have that sort of thing while you're doing this housekeeping, this is the place where you put those links. And then you can also go in here and just double check your sensitive categories, make sure that anything it is that you are wanting to block, that you do not want advertising on your videos, just make sure that you block those things that you just don't want people to see before they watch your content. Keep in mind, when it comes to this entire area, any of the changes that you make here can negatively impact your ad rates on your videos. So be careful. For this permissions area, this is just for any access that you've given to your YouTube channel. Just double check and make sure that the access that you want to give is still what is available right now. For community moderation, we do have some new things in here, so let's talk about those. If you scroll down to posts in your community, this section right here is one of the places you can turn that feature on or off if you want the additional engagement. While you're in this area, I also recommend, if you haven't yet, that you set up a list of blocked words. These are words that if somebody says these things, that they are going to get held from public view on your YouTube channel. Personally, I add profanity and slurs and political stuff and even words to cut down on spam. But of course, use this area as you wish. It's an amazing way to keep your comments clean. And another thing I recommend you have checked, if you don't already, is the hold comments with hashtags and URLs for review. This can also help you cut down on spam and people trying to siphon views from your YouTube channel. Another part of this, if we scroll all the way to the bottom here, is the hold comments with hashtags and URLs for review. The reason that you want to turn this on is this is going to cut down on people trying to spam their videos in your comment section and things like that, which will also help keep the comment section clean and will avoid any unnecessary links going out of your comments. Now, once you get this housekeeping done on your channel, you're ready to rock and roll for the next year. And if you're really wanting to take things to the next level, I recommend that you click into this playlist right here. It's going to teach you all the foundational stuff that you need to know to really get a handle on YouTube in this coming year. So go ahead and click into that now. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.